Elohim can do nothing without us. So if he didn't do it, it's not his fault. Have anybody been legally petitioning him in that particular area so he can impose his will in the earth? The kingdom is righteousness, peace, and joy in the Holy Spirit, period. Now, there's no joy and peace about losing stuff, about sickness, about disease, about this. People are angry, offended at Elohim right today for something he never did. He didn't permit. Well, the Lord, he permitted that. I got a thorn in my flesh. Thorn in my flesh. Pull it out. Take some pliers and pull that thing out of there. Get some, if it's a small one, just get some tweezers and pull it out of there. It's a spiritual source of thought that's based on a lie. Sheol even said, if somebody just read, he said it was a messenger from Satan, not a literal. Oh man, I know a brother who died. He was an apostolic. He died dead right now. Because he said he had this sickness was a thorn in his flesh. I said, man, you better go to the doctor and let them treat you because you don't have the faith. That's not faith. And Sheol was talking about a messenger from Satan. Ain't nobody in there talking to you. You by yourself. You see how bad religion is? That's terrible. Thorn, what a father tested me. He can't test you with evil. Well, he took that away from me so I can learn a lesson. For what? My goodness. He gave us a whole planet. And he never took it back. We gave up the dominion. He never said, give me that dominion. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. You messing up. Just give it back. No. And when mama said, okay, I'll point that little finger. My mama went number 4'10", 4 feet, a whole 48 inches plus 10 inches, 4 feet 10. But she's okay. And you look at the little finger, boy, it was some power behind it though. Because she give you one of them backhand slaps. I mean, you think you done, got hit with a rock or something. So the father never said, okay, I tell you what, y'all messing up. Just, I got it. Just, no, sit down. No, I got it. Sit down, I got it. He never did that. He gave us all this earth. Now you actually think he gonna come and take stuff? Or use something bad? You gave this rascal got everything. This man ain't gonna do nothing to that boy. He done gave him all this. He's not gonna do anything. The father's not doing all that. Well, I've been suffering from this sickness, it runs in my family. The Lord just afflicted us. Oh, it's been said a long time. See, we need to be taught. We need to be taught. Y'all getting it? All right, let's look at Matthew 16:18. We're going there a whole lot in. Let's run back there again. Let's go back to Matthew 16:18, then Ezekiel 22 and 30. 22 and 30. All right, somebody read it again. Read it from another version. Put the another version, make it different. Do the New Living version. See how it look. New Living Bible. See how that look. Hold on, freeze right there. Go back to that page you was on. Showing all those books. Go back there again. Showing all the books. I just want to show something right quick. Y'all see this? This is a digital library. Over 3,000 books are in there. They'll go to Genesius, I was telling y'all about right there, right beside the King James Version. Invest in this study program. You won't have to be going all over the place. Now you have to filter everything through Kingdom Concepts, but you'll be able to go to the different translation, different lexicon. That's the main reason I use them. I don't use them for the commentaries. Okay, now go ahead. Just want to show you that. All right. All right, somebody read this from this particular version. That'll be 18 and 16 and 18. Yeah, 16 and 18. New Living, go right ahead. Soon you get it. There you go. And Peter don't mean no rock. What I picked this one for? What did I pick this one for? Just read verse 19. It's a terrible translation. Read verse 19. Somebody read it.
And I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you forbid on earth will be forbidden in heaven, or whatever you permit on earth will be permitted in heaven.
Heaven, it must already be forbidden or permitted. Okay, now, Ezekiel 22 and 30. Elohim can do nothing without us. Us born again, us recognizing our position of righteousness in relationship with the Father, us recognizing we have authority, not a name, we got authority. He need you. He need us as legal agents. His will do not get done unless we allow it to be done. Why prayer is necessary. All right, Ezekiel 22 and 30. Let's look at that. All right, we're going to have somebody from Missouri. Up there in Missouri. If we got someone in Missouri that haven't read, I want you to read. That was First Sergeant Yanko. He's one of my first sergeant in the military. He said he was from Yazoo, Missouri. Can somebody from Missouri read that for us? 22 and 30. A female from Missouri, by the way. Read that for us.
So I sought for a man among them who would make a wall and stand in the gap before me on behalf of the land, that I should not destroy it, but I found no one.
Y'all see this? I look for a legal person in the earth who is in right standing with me by obeying my commands that I had given to intercede on behalf of this land because of this. It's not the Father destroying anything, breaking his laws. Man, legal in the earth, breaking his laws engages destruction. It activates destruction. Okay, you can take it out like the laws of nature. When you get nature out of balance, destruction happens. Like if all those grazers wasn't out there keeping the grass in check and all of that, boy, you couldn't even make it 3 feet through the weeds and grass and everything just all out of proportion. And then if the grazers didn't have no predators to keep them in check, you wouldn't have no grass. You have barren land. They eat everything up and they'll die out. You see, but everything, the Father put everything in place for checks and balances. So it's not the Father didn't destroy the grass. He created beings and they destroyed the grass. The Father won't bring destruction on the earth. It's man in rebellion and breaking his laws will release evil in the earth by Satan. Satan is the one that want to destroy stuff. So when it said, least I destroy, again, the concept must be filtered through the thoughts and ideals that we receive that form our belief system based on the rightly divided word of truth, which is based on who the Father is. See, if I don't know who Father is, I say, see there's in the Bible. He said, I'll destroy. So he will destroy stuff because it's in the Bible. But is it in the scripture? I feel the tune coming up now. I know it was in there somewhere. Oh, Joseph, could you get on the drums and give me a low beat? Oh, BJ, get on that keyboard. I think it's about time. My help is coming. Yeah, so it's not, he needed a legal agent in the earth, a man who was in right standing with him to say, Father, your will be done. And these heathens won't come in here and just mess stuff up and destroy it. And if your will is not done, your hands are tied. If he don't have a covenant person in the earth to get it, then he just got to watch stuff go to nothing. Just watch total destruction occur. He don't want to destroy anything. What Father destroys is like when we intercede concerning a hideous rebellion going on in the land. Y'all remember Sodom and Gomorrah? I won't say the word because they'll get the computer pick us up and they'll want to take us off, take a video off. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the alphabet community. Sodom and Gomorrah was an extreme alphabet community to the max, and somebody was praying on earth against that mess, and the Father handled that business. Yes, he came down and handled that. And watch this, also at the Battle of Armageddon, because of the evil heart of man trying to destroy his citizens in the earth, the ambassadors, and what they have done previously. Battle of Armageddon, it ends the 7-year tribulation period. And then you got the last battle after the 1,000-year millennial reign, when Satan is loose from the bottomless pit. And he's going to go out and see. And these, I got to say the word, these fools, Yeshua and the ambassadors here on earth ruling a whole 1,000 years, and they're going to be stupid enough to follow Satan again and go get in some kind of tank and machines and try to fight against the Lord. That's stupidity. Then the Father going to rain fire from heaven and destroy them all. And then you have the last great righteous throne judgment. He need us. He need us in the earth. He need us. He need us interceding. He is not willing that any should perish, but people are perishing daily. We got the crime rate in Shelby County, Tennessee. It's hideous. One neighborhood here, we got them sectioned out. It's just, and they want to have a citywide prayer. For real?
There's a question when you get a chance.
Okay, baby. For real? I guess he the one who started it. He didn't start any of that. And this government doesn't represent him. You have to be in a organization, a social club or something to get in those particular offices. You either have to spread them or roll over to get in a lot of these positions. Just like Hollywood, you're going to spread or roll to go up in Hollywood. Now a bunch of stuff is coming out. And folk telling it now, and they sue it and all kind of stuff. Who you think own Hollywood? Been telling that for years. Okay, come on with the question to connect some dots. I love questions. Go right ahead.
So now that we have the understanding that it isn't the Father who is going to destroy anything, when we look at Hazan and we see all those earthquakes and bad weather and all these storms and terrible stuff happening, is that not from the Father? Is that just the product of what mankind has done?
All of that, the earth is not going to be destroyed, by the way. The earth is being renovated. And so what we see during the tribulation period, where there's going to be upheaval of nature and pestilence and famine and all of this stuff, all of that is going to be incorporated with the restoration of the earth. Anytime an earthquake takes place, the earth is shifted. Right now, the earth is off course. Even it's tilted on the axis. It don't supposed to be like that right now. The Father didn't create this earth with weather so cold you can't stick your hand outside. Oh, that was a product of chaos coming on the earth. Now, the things that's going to take place is, go back to Romans when he said, all creation is in travail. That's why I keep saying, people saying the Father did this, he doing it. Oh, you wait till the tribulation, you're going to see some things. Now, those things that's going to happen have already been predestined to happen by him. And it's going to take place during the tribulation period. Now, if we read Romans chapter 8, before verse 26, you go to earlier verses, he said, all creation is in travail. All creation is in travail. The earth is in travail. The animals are in travail. They are birthing something. The whole earth is in birthing pains. During the tribulation, that baby is coming forth in the earth, and it's going to be, mankind is going to be affected that are here on the earth by what's going to take place in the earth. And even with the food source and all of this, these things going to happen relative to the food because of what man has already done to infiltrate the natural process of food. GMO products, putting folk in jail because they got seed in their hands. It's stuff going on like that right now. Illegal to have your own seed. You're buying fruits that don't have no seed in them now. So that's what he said in the second half of that last year of the 490-year Shemitah cycles, the time been given to bring a consummation and the ending of all sin and rebellion, and to judge the seed of Japheth and the heathen nations that's on the earth is going to take place at the same time the earth is birthing that baby. It's the same thing. So the Father ordered it, he predestined it, but it's not for the purpose of destruction, it's for the purpose of restoration. The earth is going through a renovation. Okay? You run it through kingdom concepts, that's all you're going to get. You're going to never get evil from him. What he has predicted is going to take place, and everything is synchronized on purpose to take place during that particular time. Now, who is going to be affected by all this stuff? The same hard-head jokers that were affected by the flood. The water came to cleanse the earth of all evil, not to destroy it, including evil mankind who was destroying not only the earth, but also infiltrating the animal kingdom. Same thing. That's why I mentioned Sodom and Gomorrah. Somebody interceding. Now, I don't know about you all, but when I pray, I thank the Father for what he is doing because that's his will. I thank him for how he has set things up. That's his will. And everything must be put back in order. You remember, here's another thought. Look at Bereshit 1:1. Let's pull this up. We're going to end it right here. And this is dealing with why prayer is necessary. Let's look at something because people actually think that darkness and chaos come from the Father. Let's look at Bereshit 1:1. And then we'll go to Hazan 12:4. Pull that, I will show it to you. Yeah, pull it up in interlinear. Because we're going to show you the Hebrew, the original, at the same time we're looking at this. Let's read in the English. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness upon the face of the deep. See there? You see that? See, God created the earth, and he created something that didn't have form. It was dark, and it was void. Now hover over 84:18. Let's see what that word without form means. That spelled tav, height, vav right there. Vain. Vain is useless and a waste. Oh, the Father created something vain is useless. Ain't that amazing? Let's deal with this thought. Okay, now hover over void. Hover over void. Yeah, I see it. Void, it translates as void. To be empty. Unused root meaning to be empty. Let's look at darkness. I can go back. I don't have time to go to the Hebrew letter word meaning and show you what they actually mean. Obscurity, darkness, translate obscurity and darkness. Boy, they putting a whooping on these Hebrew words, aren't they? Okay. Man, now, wait a minute. Okay, take it off. I thought we just read ain't no darkness in here. See, that's why I don't believe the Bible. That's what people saying too, and they got a right to say it. Because the translations contradict themselves. Now, let's read this in the Hebrew. But yet, Rashi Elohim et bara Hashemel Vav or and et ha'ares. Now, the way the word should be, and in the original Hebrew writing, Barashi is actually Baroshi, where it said bara right there, is Barashi bara. This the, what is this, NIV? Go to the New King James. Is that the New King James? Go New King James, because they got them different. Pull this up in the New King James, Israel. Yeah. That's what we in now? Come on, get the New King James translation. Just take it off the interlinear for a moment. We're going back here. We studying. We believe in study. Now, is this the New King James version we in now? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Look at the King James version. What they did, they arranged the Hebrew words to fit the English words, but it don't supposed to be like that. All right, let's go to the interlinear. Let me see that get it rendered. There it is. Okay. B'yet Barashi Elohim Bara Alatav. It should read Barashi Baret Barashi in the beginning, Elohim, Barashi Elohim Bara et Aleph Tav Hashamim Ha-Ares. In the beginning, Elohim created the Aleph Tav. Hover with that Aleph Tav. That's Yeshua said, he said, I am the Aleph Tav. In the beginning, Elohim created Yeshua, the word. Aleph, the Father, Tav, covenant. Aleph, the leader, the word of the Father, the authority of the word of the Father, who established the covenant by way of the cross. That's Yeshua. He said, that's me. You won't find this in no translation. They leave it out. And this Bereshit 1:1 is repeated in Yochanan 1:1, where it said, in the beginning was the word, the Aleph Tav. And the Aleph Tav was Elohim. And all things that was created by him were created through him and for him. Yeshua said, that's me. He told us that, but Greco-Romans changed the Hebrew Aleph Tav to an Alpha and Omega. Alpha and Omega is just a first and last letter of a Greek alphabet. Take it off your arm. It don't mean nothing. Ain't got nothing to do with the word. It's not Yeshua. So I want to point this out to show you here that in the beginning, the Father created the Word created the heaven and the earth. Now we say, and the earth was without form, void, and darkness. Since we know that none of this came from the Father, let's find out what contaminated the earth with vain and emptiness and chaos, because it's not form. Hover with that 84:18 again. Hover with 84:18. This means vanity, a vain, emptiness with no purpose. It's not a shape. You're not talking about a shape. Now let's look at Hazan 12:3-4, and let's find out what happened here. Since we know the Father didn't create it in that state, you go back to the New King James now, because you must be signed in under mine, because I know I got that attached to it. Now check this out here. Now a great sign appeared in heaven: a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon on her feet, and on her head a garland of 12 stars. I'm not going through what all that means. Then, being with child, she cried out in labor and in pain to give birth. And another sign appeared in heaven: behold, a great fiery red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 diadems on his head, talking about kings and rulers and nations. His tail drew 1/3 of the stars of heaven, threw them to the earth. And the dragon, now this book is written 3 tenths: what was, what is, and what is to come. And the dragon stood before the woman who was ready to give birth to devour her child as soon as it was born. She bore a male child. We know who that was. Who was to rule all nations. We know who that is, with a rod of iron. And a child was caught up to Elohim, his throne. That's Yeshua in his resurrection and going back to heaven. Then the woman fled in the wilderness, where she had a place prepared by Elohim, and they should feed her there 1,260 days, this half of the tribulation period. All right, go to 7. Now we're going back to what happened in the beginning of the creation of the earth. Verse 7. And war broke out. It's not in conjunction, because these events are happening in different time periods. So it said, and war broke out in heaven. Michael and his Malachims, angels, fought with who? The dragon. Satan, Lucifer, became a dragon when iniquity was found in him, when he made the choice that he will elevate himself above Elohim. And the dragon and his angels, they became his angels when they submitted to his plan. Just like mankind became a servant of Satan when he submitted to his plan. Fought, but they did not prevail, nor was a place found for them in heaven any longer. So the great dragon was cast out, that serpent of old, called the devil and Satan, who deceives the whole world. He was cast to the earth, and his malachim, fallen angels, were cast out with him. That's when the earth became in the state that it was in when it was covered with these trillions of fallen malachims who rebel against the Father. Now they are vain. It's vanity. They have no purpose. They are full of chaos, full of darkness. They are absent of the light of the, you can take it out, of the knowledge of the kingdom. Y'all catching this now? They are totally chaotic. They have no law. They yield to no law. The earth was covered with these beings. The Father didn't create the earth like that. The earth was contaminated. And when all this took place, that affected the condition of the whole earth. That's not, now they are very powerful. Don't never think they are not. And when he said a third, it's nothing that you can count. He was giving us something to think about. The malachims, aka angels in heaven, you can't put a number on them. So when he said a third, letting us know, even when you count a third, you'll never get through counting. The earth was covered with darkness, with spirit beings here illegal, in vain. You're in vain if you're occupying territory illegal. You don't have no business there, no legal rights. They just here creating chaos. The Father didn't create that. Now the earth, through natural process of these earthquakes like never before, is going to begin to birth and rebirth. Let me put it as rebirth, because earth is in labor pain right now. All right. So when we deal with issues like that, and we're talking about why prayer is necessary, we need to know what we're talking about. And we need to have our right source of thought. And we can just go get a particular, I'm not accusing nobody, just get something and read it and say why this and why that. The whys are in the precepts and knowing who the Father is and what his will is, and to begin to pray that will be done. That's why I say, and we closing here on point number, we'll go to 5 next. That's why we need to know how to pray. This is why I say you can pray, have your shut-ins, do your spiritual warfare and everything else. This government is not going to change. You can pray for a Christian president, a Muslim president, a Hindu president, whatever you want to pray for. It's not going to happen. This government is headed for destruction. Daniel said that the rock is going to hit those feet with the mixture of clay and iron and crush it all. That rock is Yeshua and the government of the kingdom when he come on this earth with the saints to rule for 1,000 years. All of the government is going to be smashed, crushed. They're not going to be redeemed. So you can forget about it. You can keep praying and think. Now notice this. This would happen when the harlot and the beast got together during one election, when I think it was Trump, the second time, I think. And y'all remember seeing people go march around the White House 7 times and shout? Anybody heard of it when that happened? Oh, y'all do know they went in the White House to take it over, right? Oh, so y'all didn't see the part about you had all these churches up there marching around 7 times?
Yes, we saw it.
Yeah. I said they can march 7 times 7, 490 times. Ain't nothing gonna happen. You know, and Paula White, Jezebel, the prophet, hooked with Ahab, Trump, and they got in there and doing all this prayer. Now, the angel from Africa, I don't know why she called from Africa. You're not from Africa, you're from Europe. Call them from Europe. Or Russia somewhere. You see they didn't show up. All that happened and people still stuck on stupid. Because the government and the prostitute, little nasty prostitute, they in bed together. And stuff like that happen, don't faze them. They keep right on going. Some of y'all were once Republican Christians. Yes, you may still be. But hopefully, after you hear the word, you ask Father to deliver you from the prostitute and the beast. And you become an independent ambassador, or citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And you're not trying to establish a government that the Father didn't create. See, we got to learn how to pray. Well, the Bible said, pray for kings and those in authority that we can lead a quiet and peaceable life. What about the people in the nation in authority? What about the emissaries and the pastors and the prophets and the governmental leaders? What about all those leaders? You think he looked over them? You think he'll pray for the world first and leave his people out? Okay, let me stop. Let me just stop. I'm about to go off. And you looking at a brother who led intercessory prayer. I was the lead intercessor over prayer, taught people to pray. I went to different ministries, teaching them how to pray, get them spirit filled, get the intercessor, prayer of intercession, established in ministries and watch the effects of it and things grow and things like that. I had to break out. I had to break that stuff. I kept praying, but not like that. We weren't praying for no election. We can't. And I told them we can't do this. No more spiritual warfare. We're not in the army. We're not Balakans. We're not angels. We ain't got no business out here fighting nothing but the good fight of faith. Okay. All right. So love y'all much. Appreciate you much. Join us again on next session as we get back into why prayer is necessary. And I want to exhort everyone that when you pray for souls, ask for the heathen for inheritance, uttermost parts of the earth for possession. The Father promised he would do that. Ask the Father to send laborers into the harvest to minister to them, to minister the true gospel, the truth of the gospel of the kingdom, the good message that the King has come, paid the price for man for himself. He did it on his own for us,